So I'm here at the Grosvenor in Newcastle for the Redtooth regional poker final. Wish me luck. If I get chance at the break, I will pop out and go through some hands because I'm pretty sure they don't let you record at the table. If I can get away with it, I'll give it a try, but I'll let you know how it goes. So we're still in. We haven't been booted out. Started stack with 10k and we're up at the break. First break, we're up to 19.6. A couple of hands to talk about. Really strange ones, really. How I haven't got the stacks in pre-flop, I don't know. So first big hand, we had pocket tens under the gun, and we had one caller on the button, and the flop come jack, 9 of spades, and 2 of diamonds. I think it was Redtooth. Anyway, we checked to the guy in position. He bet, called obviously, then checked to him again on the turn, and he went about 1200 on the turn. So sort of put him on a draw. Praying for a spade not to come, and the river comes a brick. We check again and he just checks, and we're good with pocket tens, so we've got a nice little pot there. And next big hand, we had pocket aces. We were under the gun +1. There was a limper under the gun. I think it was the blinds were 1 and 3 at the time, so we raised that up to 1,000 pre-flop, and the guy next to me, who is really tight, flat the 1,000. And then it folds back around to us, and the flop comes 10 high, all black cards. I can't remember what they were, so we bet 1,000 again. He called. Turn comes pretty brickish. I think it was a 6 clubs or something. Doesn't really complete anything. We sort of put them on a 10, so we went 1,500 on the turn. He called pretty quickly, so I thought he'd picked up a backdoor club draw. And the river come a red brick. It was like a 2 again, somewhat rubbish. So we sort of put him on a 10 now, trying to work out how much I could get from a 10. Pretty sure if he had the flop set, he would have come back over the top because there was a flush draw on the flop. So we went 15 again, and he hummed and hard for about a minute. He was about a minute in the tank, and then called and turned over pocket kings. So how that didn't go all in pre-flop, I don't know. He's super tight. So aces and kings, and he lost the minimum and I got the minimum, really. And then probably 10 hands later, I picked up queens. No, I picked up kings, sorry. I think I was middle position. It folded round to me. I opened to 2x, which was about, I think the blinds were 2 and 4 at the time, so bumped it up to 800. Got one caller on the button again, and the flop come ace high, so we were out of position, just checked. He bet. We called something like half pot. He then checked the turn. After I checked to him, he checked back. So I thought, man, I'm pretty sure an ace would have bet again. And the river comes and he bets again. Quite small. I think it was 800, just a min bet. And we snapped that off, expecting the ace to bet much bigger there. And he had pocket queens when we had pocket kings. So again, how that didn't go in pre-flop, I don't know, because we're both sort of later positions on the table. And then nothing really to talk about. Some guy jammed. We called his jam. I think it was 3.5k, and it came to me. I called his 3.5k jam. Then the guy on 2 seats to my left, he then re-jammed for about 15,000, and then the big blind called his jam as well. So at this point, pocket sevens I was holding, I chucked them straight in the muck. We are not calling my pocket sevens against 2 jams. So the guy 2 seats to my left, he had ace king offsuit with the king of spades, and the guy in the big blind had pocket kings, and the guy who jammed initially had ace 8 offsuit with the ace of spades. The pocket kings didn't hold. The guy picked up the big pot with a king high flush, and the short stack stayed in with the ace high flush. And then the last hand, really just before the break, I was in the big blind. Some guy had limped into me, and I had 9-10 of diamonds, and I just bumped it up to 3k. The blinds were 4 and 8 at the time. Bumped it up to 3k, and he folded. So I picked up some good pots. I can't believe we haven't stacked a few people there, but hey ho, that's how it goes. We're still in at the first break. There was about 160 players in at the tournament at the start. I think there's probably about 60 gone, to be honest with you. There's probably about 100 left. So if we get to the next break, I'll come and give you another update, and hopefully I'm still in. Still in, made it to second break. There's 26 players left and average stack's about 40k. The blinds are up to, I think they go 3 and 6 after the break, so pretty much all in or full now at this point because we've got about 8 big blinds left. No real big pots to talk about really. I've just ended up with raggy aces on the button and it's folded to us, so I've just been shoving for the last sort of hour really. I've had not a single hand to play a pot with, and we've been picking the blinds up when we've been jamming in when it's folded round. The only big-ish hand was 2 limpers in front of us and we had ace-7 offsuit on the button and I just shoved it in. There was a limp from under the gun, a call from middle position, we had ace-7 offsuit on the button. So I just jammed it straight into them, thought they were pretty weak with them limping, and they both folded, so I picked up 6,000 there. And that's it really. There's nothing, no big hands to speak of, not been in many pots because we're sort of all in or full at this point. So that's it. 26 left, 10 for the final table. Cross my fingers that I can get that ticket to Vegas.
Jack's at one.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, Jack.
10.
I need a pin. Yes, Jack.
Back home, made the final table. I'll quickly run through some hands and then tell you where I finished. We, on the way to the final table, just before it broke for the final table, I'd opened under the gun with ace-8 suited. It was 7-handed, I think. The small blind flat called. I raised it to 2x. Small blind flat called, and the big blind folded. The flop came king 7 with 7 of diamonds, king of diamonds, and a black king. And the small blind donked out for 6,000. I think the blinds were 2 and 4 maybe at the time. So he donked out for 6,000, which was just an odd bet. And I thought, well, a king surely wouldn't lead out there, would have just checked and then jammed probably. So I just shoved it straight into him. I had about 30k in my stack, and he folded. So we took that one down. And then another quite big hand with pocket 8, which I got all in pre-flop against ace-jack offsuit and held. So we doubled up there. That took us to the final table. 144. And final table again, I got pocket 8s again against ace-jack offsuit, which held again. I flopped a set and doubled up there, which put us up to about 200,000. And then a war of attrition at the end, and finally finished in second place. No Vegas ticket, unfortunately, but we're up 400 notes. So we're £400, about 8 hours of poker I played today. I'm absolutely knackered. I couldn't be bothered to record this at the casino, so I just came straight home. So bittersweet. The final hand, I was heads up with a young lad, and the blinds had got to the limit. It was 50, 100,000 for the blinds, heads up. Bit of back and forth, and eventually I ended up jamming from the small blind all in with king queen off, and he called with ace-5 offsuit and hit 5 on the flop, and there was no king or queen for me on the turn or river. So that knocked us out. I don't think that hand would have gone any other way. If I'd have limped it in and he jammed, I would have called. So, and if I'd have raised and he jammed, I would have called it off as well. So little bit disappointed, but obviously really happy. 400 quid, so a good day all round. And the other thing is I've also won a ticket for the national final, which is in Leeds, so I get another chance to try and win a ticket to Vegas. It's usually the Vegas 200. So second place out of like 150 players, pretty good day. And that's it. That's the first time I've ever recorded anything live. I couldn't get much in the casino because they're not keen on you using your phones and that in the casino at the table. So hopefully you enjoyed the little vlog, and if I play again at the national finals, I'll try and get some more table footage if they'll let me. And that's it from me. I'll catch you in the next one. I'm going to bed because I'm absolutely fucking wrecked. Good night.